Okay guys, I'm going to get Frankenstein a run. We'll just start up, warm her up, and we'll get into it. It's not going to be serious, but I'm neighbourhood, so I can't make too much noise, but I'll small log set up. So that's my small log. It's hardboard, strain hardboard, and we'll go from there. We'll warm her up. Might as well show you how easy it starts cold. Hopefully it starts cold easy. Check on. And it wants that cold. Hang on. Something's going wrong here. I didn't have the on button on because I couldn't see through the air filter. Lots of so I can fall into. Too fast on. No, but flood it now. Hang on. I'll get it running. Get a lot of fuel real quick. Too much fuel. Way too much fuel. Hope it restarts. It sounds too lean. I've done the wrong freaking screw. Okay, the high screw's hidden. Yeah, it's hidden. Okay. Hidden under the rubber. We'll do the right screws this time. Oh, you gotta torture me. You dip tying it down. Okay, we tried that. Too much in low. Maybe not enough. The big car makes it hard to start, hard turn. Gotta be nice with my nose. I'll get you and show you what the part is that's in the road of the screw. Get an idea what to talk with. So, where's my screwdriver? So there's my screwdriver. You're stuck where it don't want it to be. We try to put it there, you can't get there. Have it accidentally get there. So, just there. Yeah, can't pick my hands. Just there's a rubber. So, lows easy to get to, that one there. Highs that one there, so I have to pull that rubber out of the road. Or cut it. It's so when you do it in, the fuel tank rubs against the body. It's there, so I'll cut that part there. But the thread of hides behind that little tongue of that. Anyway, it's successful. It doesn't go as good as the previous one because this is a 8-inch bar. It's a new bar, so new chain. So, come on, focus. That'll be right. Doesn't want to focus now. So that's what's going on now. I just need to test it. Alright, guys, over and out. I'll try and show you so you know what I was talking about. Get a lot on the subject. Head like there. Now that rubber part there. So when you load the saw up or load the saw in, that goes back on the fuel tank. And it's meant to be a tongue down here past the AV man. That tongue was in the road. But I didn't realise this when I pulled everything down with zip ties. It was in the road, so now we've got full view of the screws. So there you go. So now I get to both of them. Bit of a funny angle on the high. But now I can get to both of them easily. I had to grind out a bit more plastic. But it's tight, but it's got more. But some guys, if you haven't done this, there is a few things you have to sort of like work out. It doesn't always work. I'll tell you why. Guess we're torture. There is a velocity and a speed and stuff like that. This does not feel the same way as the other saw. This intake is shorter to fit the carby into the saw. The exhaust lengths change. Try and check it to a clear source. Exhaust lengths change. They upsets everything. So this exhaust here Might have to cut that off to make it a bit shorter. But the carby is closer to the motor, so the velocity from the carby to the intake is way short. So probably, well, hang on, I got it on the floor. Hang on, I'll find the piece I cut off. So that's the original intake I made. So it's a bigger intake diameter wise, and the reason for that was the original XP carby at 372 XP carby. The boot is big on the outside on the original inlet, because that goes on the die-cast aluminium for the cylinder, which fits over that. Now, distance-wise, would be that part there. Now, really, it's that bit to that base of that metal there, because that's where the velocity starts, or get closer. So where it actually starts into the motor plus the intake, then it goes to cylinder. So the one I did is slightly shorter. It's 10 mils shorter, or it's 14 mils. That's probably 22 mils. So a bit shorter. Then I cut this part here off, and I shortened the intake boot quite a bit, probably another 15 mils on that. So the carby's actually closer to the intake. So velocity wise, that changes. So it changes the speed as the fuel rushes from the carby into the cylinder, and it goes bang, and the next one's still traveling as the cylinder goes up and down, because it's a two-stroke every time. So things when you get certain revs happen and keep happening. Otherwise you're pulsing, and you do get some pulse, but not. You still get some flow. So anyway, that was the whole idea with this muffler, to have a continuous pipe to have flow. So when one exhaust leaves, it's pulling out the next one. Like, it's one of my first extractors, or one of my last extractors, I should say. It turned out they didn't work 100%, but I might have to change this whole muffler because it's not working the way it was. I can definitely feel a pull difference, but I will turn it the way it is now. But it doesn't have the pull that I know that it did have. So I just bloody phones are a pain. It's not running the way it should be. It should have pulled more, but I should be able to dog it in and actually load it right up. And as you notice in the video, it's not loading up, and it's got full air now, full volume of air going from that carby, full acceleration. It was never had full acceleration. But if you go back and look up in the Frankenstein, it'll take a while to find it. Probably a year ago I made the video, but it just couldn't get the air through the motor the way it should. It's the same motor, just same exhaust, just a different way the carby's put on it. Same carby too, just different intake boot. But yeah, all right. Food for thought. So if you want to perform your saw, if you guys are out there really into performing saws, add a bit of length to your intake boot, and it might change your saw or might not. Anyway, all right, guys, over and out. I know another add-on. Maybe I'm beating a dead dog, but I just thought about something. The intake I made for this fits inside the internal of the original exhaust, so it's not the same diameter as the one I made before, but I haven't poured the actual pipe that goes inside that boot. Now, I haven't glued this boot on, but everything's been zip tied, so I have to undo zip ties and crap to get to it. But I'll pull the original intake off, metal one, make sure there's no lips, because I didn't even delip that intake, so to be a definite lip or step before I go into the intake. So if you look at it that way, this lip here is behind the recess for that rubber where the original one fits on. So you wouldn't even see that. I've actually ground that one so it fits. Maybe that's what's holding this up. There he goes in, hits a lip or step, and doesn't want to go through. So it's bounces back, and it's stopping the flow going into the motor. Now the motor's been poured, but if I don't fix that one little lip, because it's where you get most power for saw is intake. Then you transfer, low transfer, you get more volume through that. Exhaust really doesn't really matter. I've worked out your blowdown is not really important. Husqvarnas, they got a longer stroke per saw normally, and they got basically no blowdown. They're 21, 22 degrees. And I've come across some soils at 16 degrees and they go pretty good. So it's not all about blowdown, it's about the way air goes in, because suction is way harder than blowing. So the exhaust always finds a way out. You can restrict it, you can put a small outlet in your muffler. If your outlet's small, they'll quieten your soil down. So it's more about how much air goes in and if it can get out. It's easy, but trying to get it in easy and efficiently. So I'm going to pull this apart, check the intake, make sure I can needle point the actual way it goes onto the actual my made up intake, and make sure there's no in pass through and stop the air going through smoothly and easily. And now I'm over now, guys, over now. Okay, this is an add-on of an add-on. With my screwdriver. So I'll try and zoom it in on there. So zoomy. That's it, max. Yep. So you can see, I never really looked at this before. There's a lip just there. That's not much. I'm gonna get in the hole. Not much, but there's a lip there. So that lip goes around a bit, not much there. Also goes around that side there. How to do this, guys, is screwdriver camera. The lip that's there. So lips like that are enough to impede a flow. So if it's right around. Pretty well right around. Yeah, it's right around. So I'm gonna pull that off. Then I'll point that back and lay it down so airflow goes through. No impedance going into that intake, and that should improve that by probably 5 to 6% at least, or maybe 10%. So that's what I'm looking at. Right now over and out. So I sort of show you that. My phone's almost flat. How to get it off the charger? Just do this. Right, guys, over and out. Okay, this is what I end up with. I'm wearing high zoom here, so hopefully I'll get this to focus. There you go. So I've needed to point the edge of this, so you see some deformity in that metal. That's that spark plug tube spanner. Even get hot, it starts getting holes with a blowtorch. So don't know what it is, but it must be we call it cast steel or poured steel. But it's not very good stuff. But I've done that back of the intake where I burnt the rubber off. I cleaned that up too, make sure it's fine. Now I did have a gasket. We're going to use Mosil and glued that all up, so once it's on there it can't come up. So I've cleaned the intake side too, so any imperfections, or I should have done this before, guys. I made a mistake. Should have gone into town. Now this is slightly bigger. That's a bit more air in there, a bit more flow. Now I'll put the intake. So what's upside down? Right, that's where it goes in that way. So that lower part there goes to the bottom of the motor. So that is the intake. Intake goes that way. I'm looking for the camera, so it's not easy to do this. So it goes on that there, which is a tight fit. So it's roughly, so I'll squeeze that, show you what I mean now. So it was before, so now you can see a lot less imperfection, so the air should flow through that pretty easy. There's no sharp lips, it's just pretty flat by the finger. So by finger, if it goes in a bit too much interference, probably could go a little bit more than that, but I won't worry about that. But that's where it should be. I need to skew with that just a bit because of the 395 air filter. About there, I suppose. That's the way it should sit. So looking through that, That's about the way it should be. Right. Right, you see, it looks a lot more clear. So now I'll glue all this up. Because I done this, I didn't glue it down before because I wasn't sure how it would go. And now I've got the best I can for what I've done. I should get full speed out of that carby. You can see this intakes on these 62cc stores. It's a lot bigger, but in real life the intake itself is about less than half what that actually is. So these saws, I wish China would make performance aftermarket parts for these saws, big compression pistons or hop-over pistons, but they don't, so it gives us a chance to play around. But I consider these things to be a good performer. I'll just try to make it like I make it be a good performer. I just learned to try and start thing with on buttons. It seemed to do that quite often on video. But yeah, I'm happy with that. I've got a hose clamp there. As soon as the hose clamp there, the rubber will squeeze its way around those lips a bit more because the clamping area is not very big, and it should work a lot better. No, it's going to work the best I can. I will change the muffler to a muffler that performs better off the, which one is it? The throwdown. I'll pull the throwdown's muffler off because it's got no baffles, no nothing. So straight out and see if that actually changes it, which I think it will. But we'll see if she gets. But I thought I'd show you guys what this will look like. Try to get as tortuous as I can. But you can see there's no ellipse. Before there was at least say half a mil lip around the whole lot. But I've changed. I haven't changed up too much, but I didn't want to remove too much metal off it, because if I remove too much metal, when I clamp it down it might crush. So anyway, that's why I thought I should show you guys what we get up to when you really muck around in performance tools. Alright guys, have a good night.